In the last draw, IRCC confused us with their cutoff score. What can we expect from the next draw? How many candidates will receive ITA? What will be the cutoff score? Let's find out. Hello and welcome to Canadian Dream. This channel is all about Canadian immigration related news and updates. In today's video, we'll try to predict the draw size and cutoff score of the upcoming draw, which is expected on the 28th September. In our last video, we have seen the pool breakdown after the latest draw. If you have missed it, I would strongly recommend you to stop watching this video and watch that video first. You will get a better understanding of the whole calculation and analysis. The last draw was conducted on the 14th September. IRCC shared a pool breakdown as of 12th September and it looked like this. From this, we can figure out the number of newly added candidates. Let's look at the number of newly added candidates for the 14th September draw. We can see in the range of 601 to 1200, 408 candidates were added this time. Good news, this decreased compared to last time's 466. So there was no major impact from the recent PNPs. Between 501 to 600, 1288 candidates were added. This increased from last time's 715. A big increase. We can see that the number of newly added candidates did not decrease this time, rather, we saw a major increase in the 500 plus range. I have explained the possible reasons for this in my pool breakdown video. So, on 14th September's draw, 3,250 invitations were sent out and the cutoff score was 510. From 3,250 invitations, 408 were used up by the candidates with 600 plus scores. The remaining 2,842 invitations were sent to cover the 6,228 candidates in the 501 to 600 series range. If 2,842 invitations were sent out, there should be 3,386 candidates with CRS between 501 to 600 after the draw. So that's the pool breakdown after the draw on 14th September. Now, let's predict what might happen on the 28th September's draw. First, we need to find the possible number of candidates that may get added to the pool before the draw. We now have 5 sets of data. We saw a downward trend initially, but we have seen a slight increase on the last 2 draws. There is no precise trend, so let's just average the data. We will average the latest 4 sets of data as the first set of data looks like an anomaly. So after averaging, we know in the range of 601 to 1200, 513 candidates might get added this time. Between 501 to 600, 913 candidates. Remember, these 913 candidates will be spread over the range of 501 to 600. So some candidates will be below the cutoff score and some above. We'll discuss more on this in a bit. And between 491 to 500, 189 candidates are expected to get added. We may see a sudden spike in the 600 plus range, as we have seen a couple of PNP draws recently. I'm not considering them here as it's hard to say when these candidates will claim their points, as some of the PNPs require application submission before candidates can claim those 600 points. After figuring out the number of newly added candidates, we now need to find the total number of candidates that will be in the pool before the draw is conducted. To find this, we can add the expected number of new candidates to the candidates remaining in the pool after the last draw. So, right before the draw, there should be 513 candidates with CRS 600 plus, and between 501 to 600, there should be 4,299 candidates. Now we have got the number of candidates that might be in the pool before the draw. It's time to find the draw size. The estimated draw size has become a little tricky now. IRCC increased the draw size by 250 in the first few draws and in the last 2 by 500. If they continue to add 500, the next draw size should be 3,750, which is definitely a great draw size. But what I fear is that because in pre-pandemic days, IRCC used to have an average draw size of somewhere between 3,500 to 4,000, what if they decide to cap the draw size at 3,500? However, I would like to go with another 500 this time, so my prediction for the draw size, should be 3,750. If 3,750 invitations are sent out, 513 candidates with CRS 600 plus will be covered. After sending out 513 invitations, we have 3,237 invitations in hand. there are 4,299 candidates between 501 to 600, which is way beyond the number of ITs in hand. Hence, the cutoff score will definitely be somewhere between 501 to 600. 501 to 600 is a broad range. Let's narrow it down. We know there are 4,299 candidates in the 501 to 600 range. Of this, 3,386 are the leftovers from the last draw, so these candidates must have CRS 510 or less. The remaining 913 candidates are newly added. They can be anywhere in the range of 501 to 600. They all can be concentrated towards the top of the range, which would be very bad. They can be concentrated towards the bottom, which would be great. Or some of them can be above the cutoff score and some below. So how exactly are they going to be spread out? Honestly, we can't tell. For the sake of calculation, it would be better to assume that they are evenly spread out. Now, I won't be spreading them over all 100 points because it's very hard to score above 550. So I'm spreading them over 501 to 550. Assuming numeric distribution between 501 to 550, meaning that the candidates are evenly spread out without any skew, 550 minus 501 is equal to 49 points. So the newly added 913 candidates are evenly distributed among these 49 points. In every point there is 913 divided by 49, which is 18.64 new candidates per point. There are 510 minus 501, which is 9 points below the cutoff score. So there should be 18.64 times 9, which is 168 new candidates added with CRS between 501 to 510. Time to find the newly added candidates who might have CRS above 510. There are 550 minus 510, which is 40 points above the cutoff score. So there should be 18.64 times 40, which is 746 new candidates added with the CRS between 510 to 550. So there are 513 candidates in the 600 plus range plus 746 new candidates in the 510 to 600 range, making a total of 1259 candidates. This means of the draw size of 3,750, 1259 ITs will be used to cover these candidates. After covering them, there will be 3,750 minus 1259, which is 2,491 ITs in hand. These ITs will be used for candidates residing below the last cutoff score, 510. So now, how many candidates are there between 501 to 510? We know there are 3,386 candidates in the 501 to 600 range after the last draw. 168 new candidates are expected in the 501 to 510 range, making a total of 3,554 candidates. So we have 3,504 candidates in the 501 to 510 range, and we have 2,491 ITs for them. This means we can cover 2,491 divided by 3,553, which is like 70% of these candidates, which also means the points will come down by 70%. We have 9 points between 501 and 510. If score comes down by 70%, the cutoff score will be 503.7. If we round off, the predicted cutoff score comes to 504. Because of all the assumptions I have made in my calculation, I'll add 1 point to be safe. So my prediction for the next draw is 505. What's your prediction? What will be the cutoff score on 28th September? What will be the draw size? Do you agree with my calculation? Did you like this new elaborated prediction video? Let me know in the comment section. I hope this video was helpful. Please let me know if you liked it or if you have any problem understanding my calculations. Your feedback can help me make better videos for you. To get regular updates on ExpressEntry, do subscribe and click on the bell icon. You can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I'm also available in TikTok right now. I try to share regular updates on my socials. And that's all for today. Thank you for watching.